Good morning, Teacher Jeff. How are you today?
Good morning, Teka. Good morning, everybody. So here we are. Good morning to those of you who are live with us, right?
Mhm,
Because we are starting another Clube Temático,
mhm.
and today with another very special topic, right?
As usual. But we told the students on our social media what the topic is for today.
Yes, it's a
Mhm,
very traditional topic that everybody asks us about, right? All students who are preparing for the job market and
mhm.
who are looking for a job, right? I'm giving some
Yeah,
hints here.
yeah, that's it. Let's
People
share
who
the
are looking
material.
for a job, people who are preparing for the market, they are interested
Mhm.
in this topic, which I believe is going to be very useful. So let's go, Teka.
Let's share the material here. Just a moment. Okay. Can you see the slides? Is it okay?
Yes, yes, it's
Okay.
okay.
Yes. So, guys, the topic for today's job interview, as Teacher Jeff said before, sometimes you have to apply for a job, and one of the topics is to speak English, and probably the interview will be in English. And I believe that there is a classic question in a job interview. Teacher Jeff, I know that you had a school before become the director of School of
Hmm.
Languages at Uninter, and I probably you have hired some people, right?
Hundreds of
Hmm.
people.
Yes, and I suppose that a traditional question in a job interview, when it is in English, is tell me about you.
Yes, tell me about yourself, right?
Yes. What do you expect from this job? What your better skills or good qualities? Or what do you
Hmm.
consider your bad qualities? So these are traditional questions that people usually ask in a job interview. And
Sure.
yes, and why do people ask this kind of questions, Teacher Jeff? As you had school before, why do
Yeah.
people ask this kind of question? What do you do? So tell me about yourself.
Yes, well, first of all, we want to get to know the person we are dealing with, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think it's important that the person shows a little bit of his or her personality. So we
Mm-hmm.
want to get to know the person's personality,
Mm-hmm.
but also about what the person thinks of himself, of herself,
Mm-hmm.
as an individual, as a professional. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really important that you show that you're capable of looking at yourself in a critical way. You're
Mm-hmm.
capable of looking at you and thinking, well, uh, w- what can this person offer, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, why is he or she capable for this position? So,
Yeah.
his or
Mm-hmm.
her capabilities, abilities, skills.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a way of getting into this.
Yes, and the idea of having an interview in English is that if you can't tell another person about yourself, about your personal characteristics, you can't speak English. You can't speak another language because I suppose you are the most important topic in your life, yourself, right? So if you don't know how to tell another person about you, so it don't have a very good
What else
command
can you
of the
say,
language.
right?
Yeah, imagine presenting a project or something like that, right?
Yeah. Becca, just to take the opportunity here, just to say hi. Lots of people here
Oh,
watching us
good.
live.
Hmm.
Uh, Thaís, Gabriel, Paulo, Wilson, Virgínia, Camila, Carlos, Francine, Rosana. Oh my God, it's going and going. So, good morning, everybody. Oh, and by the way, we have Marta. She just mentioned she's in Croatia right now. Greetings from Croatia.
Wow,
Wow, wonderful.
amazing,
International
amazing.
viewers here.
Yes, great, welcome. Good. Okay, Okay, guys, and just for us to start with this topic for today, I have a question here for you. What makes a good professional? So, there are some words here in this word cloud, as you can see. So, I would like to hear from the students what are the words that they suppose they show that these qualities are good or bad for a professional. So you have careless, shyness, focus,
Mhm.
integrity, punctual, ownership, ambitious, resistant, never careful. Okay, what are the words do the students consider that are positive aspects of a good professional?
Mhm.
Let's see if the students have an idea or they can give us some suggestions about this topic.
So, which words are positive, which words are negative, right? Well, let's
Yes.
focus on the positive ones, right? Yes.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Work under pressure.
Under pressure. I remember David Bowie's and Queen song.
Exactly. It's a classic.
Yes. Okay.
Teamwork. That this is kind of a cliche, right? So I'm a
Mhm.
team worker. Everybody says that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I work
People,
well under pressure.
you
Oh,
know, I
maybe.
don't. I don't. If I have to work under pressure, I'm going to forget even my name, you know. I don't know how to work under. You know that, Jeff. I can't work under
You're
pressure.
fired. You're fired.
Yeah. But I love to work in teams. This is true.
Mm-hmm.
I love working teams. I think that when you have a good team, you have better ideas. The work flows, you know.
Sure. So, people, share with us.
Mhm.
Rafael, Cleiton, Rosana, Alderani, Valdinei. Share with us what are your thoughts on this. Which
Mhm.
ones do you think are positive qualities, words which express positive aspects, right, of a
Mhm.
professional?
Mhm.
And if you do you think you have any of them, right?
Mhm. Yes.
So Tekka mentioned she's a good team worker. I think I have learned throughout my life to work under pressure,
Mhm.
and sometimes
Guys,
I
Jeff is my boss here. That's how he knows how to work well under pressure.
yes, and sometimes for a short period of time, I believe
Mhm.
I thrive under pressure.
Mhm.
When there's a lot of pressure to do something, just go, 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 and then my adrenaline goes up, and I do lots of things.
Mhm.
But I think it's possible to do within a short period of time,
Mhm.
because if you keep under working under pressure for a
Mhm.
long period of time,
Mhm.
then it's not good anymore. But if for a short
Yes.
period of time, it can be good.
Mhm. Mhm. No, for me, not for shorter or longer periods of time. No, thank you.
So
No.
people have mentioned here that positive aspects are being punctual,
Yeah, sure.
focus,
Mhm.
careful, honesty,
Mhm.
team resolution, resistant, integrity. So
Mhm.
Ana Carolina, Gabriela, and Jara highlighted these words.
Yes, sure. I'm a punctual person. I am. This is a very good
On the dot.
quality. Yes,
Yes.
yes. I'm punctual with my schedule, with my tasks. I like to work in teams. I love it, but I can't work well under pressure. Right? Okay, let's move on here. So, guys, when you think about having a job or a profession, you have to think what job is right for you. And I have my personal example. The first job that I chose in my life was designer, and I worked as a designer for 2 decades. For a long period of my life. But I have to say that I wasn't really happy at all in this profession. That's why I decided to study English language. And then I went back to college. And I have to say that it was love at first sight. For the first class, I decided that English would be my career because I simply loved that, right? So now I can see that design wasn't a good job for me, but being a teacher, it is in my heart for sure. What about you, Jeff?
Yes, for me too, it was a little bit surprising. I didn't think of myself as a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
but as soon as I started, I couldn't do anything else in my
Mm-hmm.
life, right? So everything I've done is related to teaching and producing materials, and I
Mm-hmm.
really love it. And I've been very successful in it in
Mm-hmm.
the way that it's pleasurable and it's a great
Mm-hmm.
job, really.
I would say it's a kind of addiction.
Somehow, yes.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I'd like to hear from the students. What job is right for you guys? Think a little about that. What you can do well and you can do it for fun. Because when you love your job, it's not a job anymore. It's fun. You have fun with that. This is the best part, right?
Sure.
Yeah. And here, guys, I have three jobs that I brought here for you. Okay. I would like you to tell us what are the skills, the abilities that these professionals have to do. For example, if you work in a coffee shop, what skills are necessary? Um, if you work in an office, for example, or if you think that are skills necessary skills for both jobs. Okay. And here I have some suggestions for you. For example, write reports. So, what is the characteristic of a person who writes reports? Is it a person who works in a coffee shop or works in an office? Work with other people or make presentations, serve customers, use social media, make coffee. I think I could work in a coffee shop because I know how to make coffee. Use the till or cash register, right? And speak English. So here I have some pictures, and I would like you to tell me which picture corresponds to each ability. Can you do that for us, guys? For example, picture number one, what is the ability for this picture? Picture number 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 8. What do you think? And okay, teacher Jeff. So if you have to work in a coffee shop, I think it's important to know how to make coffee, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
To deal with people, to serve customers, right?
Hmm. Do you think it's necessary to speak English?
It might be depending on where you work.
Mm. For example, at the airport, for example, it could be a good idea if you speak English, if you spoke English.
Definitely, it would be useful.
Yeah. Or an international restaurant, probably. And what about working in an office?
You probably need to write reports, right?
Mm-hmm.
Make presentations,
Mm-hmm. Use social media, maybe.
possibly, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the job, right?
Do you think that a person who works in a coffee shop needs to know how to use social media?
Nowadays, it's kind of everywhere, right?
Yes, it is.
Even as teachers, we need to use social media to
Yeah.
interact with our students. So
Yes.
it has become a basic skill.
Yes. So, in my opinion, if I think about these abilities, I can write reports. I can work with other people. I can make presentations, but I don't think I can serve customers.
No,
I don't think I can do that.
I think I can. I've done that before.
Yeah, yeah, sure. But I can't see myself serving customers. I don't think I have patience enough to for that. I can use the social media. hmm This is ability that I have. I can make coffee. Use the till. I don't know because I'm very bad at calculations. Even with the till, I think with the calculator, I have problems too with numbers.
Come on, Deca. Thank God you're a teacher, right? People are
Yes,
saying here
yes,
that
yes.
you're a great teacher. Some students mention they love you
Oh.
because you can't do anything else.
Yes. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, what about this screen here, guys? No suggestions to match the abilities with the pictures? No suggestions, Jeff?
Some people have suggested, but I think we've already spoken about them.
Mm-hmm. Because the idea here is just to identify the written part with the image, right? It's a very nice way to acquire vocabulary. So you don't have to memorize it because you can remember the picture. It's a very nice way to improve your vocabulary, right, guys? If you have
Sure.
images.
So
So,
just to mention, I was chatting here with some people in our chat.
mhm,
Some people are coming here for the first time. Hello,
mhm,
Francesli, and some other people there. So, oh, I don't understand anything in English. It's too difficult for me. They say, and people are helping out here. So it's important that Francesli and the other new students, you try to make sure that you have access to the new U Best course
mhm,
in your AVA, and then the course on AVA is divided in three different levels. So you can
mhm,
start from the basic and move on,
mhm,
okay?
mhm,
And we are always here to help you. If you have any questions,
mhm,
write on tutoria and we
mhm.
will answer you.
That's it. Jeff, if nobody is going to give us some suggestions about this, I'm going to show the answers,
Please
right?
let's move on, otherwise we won't cover the topics, huh?
Yes, okay. So, guys, here
Sorry.
you have number one, make coffee. Number two, serve customers. Number three, speak English. Number four, work with other people. Number five, you make presentations. Number six, write reports. Seven, use social media. And the last one, use the till or cash register. And
Mm-hmm.
as I said before, I can do some these tasks, but others I can't. And when you have this modal verb can, you are talking about abilities. So, can you make coffee? Yes, I can. Or no, I can't. Can Jeff, for example, can he? Let me see if I have it here. No, I have. But let's suppose I'm talking about Jeff. Can he write reports? Yes, he can, right? So anytime you have this modal verb, you are talking about abilities, right? It's one possibility of using can. There are others, but for today, we are focused on abilities, right? Very easy way to use it. Can you make a coffee? Yes, I can. No, I can't. Can you write reports? Yes. Opa, there is a mistake here. Can you write a report? She can or she can't? No, guys. Can she write reports? Yes, she can or no, she can't. I look these slides 1,000 times and there is always a problem with my slides. I'm so sorry for. I think I'm a careless employee, a careless
Careless
teacher.
person, yeah.
Yes, I look at this 1,000 times and there is still a mistake. Here, guys, it's not you, okay? I'm going to correct that on Ava when I post the slide. So here, it's not you, it is she, okay? Okay, and other examples with modal verb can, so it's very simple to use it. Remember that can't is the contraction with not. So you can say no, she cannot or no, she can't. They are the same, right? Other examples here. Can she speak English? Yes, she can. No, she can't. Can she work with other people? Yes, she can. No, she can't. And then, guys, we're going to talk here about some common questions that you are going to have in a job interview. And I would like to hear from you. In your opinion, are these sentences, these questions, good or bad to ask during a job interview? Let's go?
Let's go.
Okay.
This looks a little bit threatening.
Yes, let's suppose you are in a job interview and you say this sentence: I'm looking for new challenges. Do you think it's something okay to say or not? I'm looking for new challenges. I think it could be a good idea if I told the students the verb look for. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, well, I believe let's explain it. So when you're looking for something that you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
That you are trying to find somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking for new challenges, it means that you want new things in your life that will make you work harder or
Mm-hmm.
learn something new, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. No suggestions? Is it a good or a bad sentence to say in
People
a
are saying
job
that
interview?
it's good, it's a good thing, and
Yes, it
we
is.
agree, right?
Yes, I'm looking for new challenges. Estou procurando por novos desafios. Challenge, desafio, right? So this is a very
Yes.
nice one. Another one. I'm really nervous. Good or bad, this one? I'm really nervous. This is easy. This is piece of cake.
Yeah. To be nervous is almost inevitable in the
Mhm.
situation, isn't it, Taka?
Yes, it is. But do you have to say it?
You probably show it, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to say it, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, so people are saying, well, it's not so good.
No, it's not. Hmm. Imagine if you have to work under pressure.
Yes.
Yes, because in a job interview, it's a similar situation. That's why you feel nervous, but it's not necessary to say. You have to pretend everything is okay, right? This one, how much will I earn? So the question here is about the salary. Do you think it's a good thing to ask or not? About the salary, about the money you are going to receive for this job. This is an important issue when you apply for a job, right?
Yes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's decisive, right?
Yes, it
I
is.
I
Mm-hmm.
believe that it will be inevitable at some point.
Mm-hmm.
If the company does not inform you, you will
Mm-hmm.
ask, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The only question here is the timing, right? When
Mm-hmm.
to
Yeah.
to ask this.
Yes. Probably it's not going to be. It shouldn't be the first question to be asked, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. Don't
Mm-hmm.
ask it at first, but at
Yeah.
some point you will ask it.
Okay, so that's what I say. Can be good or can be bad. As you said, Jeff, depending on the time you ask this. So if you ask in the beginning of the interview, this is bad. But by the end of the interview, it's okay to ask. Okay, it's your right to
Sure.
know about the salary, right? Okay, move on. A very nice sentence. In the short term, I want to develop my sales skills and gain more experience in selling, right? So, probably the person here is going to be a manager or it's going to be a salesperson, right? Because the job is about sales, right?
Hmm.
And do you think, guys, is it something good to say that I want to develop my sales skill and gain more experience? Do you think it's a good way to present yourself during a job interview?
It's a very, a very detailed
Yeah.
way of saying that you are motivated to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people are saying, "Well, I think it's good." Yes, yes, it
Mm-hmm.
is
Yes,
good and
especially
important.
especially because in the short term. right? So it gives the impression that the person works hard, works fast, and this person really wants to learn something new.
Sure,
So this is a very nice impression, right?
I agree.
Okay, this is a classic one. But is it good or bad? My weakness is that I work too hard. Oh, this is
Yeah,
my
people.
weakness.
Yeah, I'm sorry. People always ask about this, right? So the idea is that you must be able to say something that's not so good about you, to show
Hmm.
that
Yes.
you have the capacity to look at yourself in a
Hmm.
critical way, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And this is kind of a cliche to say
Yes,
this,
it is.
say something that's it's not exactly bad, right?
Hmm. My weakness is that I work too hard. Mm?
Uh, presumptuous, right?
Yes. Do the students have any suggestion about this?
Yeah, people. I mean, some people are saying that it might be good. Some people
Do
are
you
saying it's
think so?
bad.
Yes, guys, it is bad because if you say to your weakness is that you work too hard, you are lying. You are not telling the truth,
Exactly.
right?
You're not
So,
saying what the interviewers actually want to hear, right?
yeah, sure. It gives the impression that you cannot trust this person if you say this because the person is
Hmm.
lying, right? Working hard is not a weakness, it's a strong point, in fact,
Sure.
right? Mhm. And this one, I really need this job. Good or bad?
I think it depends on how you say it, right? Like,
Hmm.
if you're too
Yeah.
desperate, maybe bad.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
what do you think? Like, do you think it's good or bad?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
You
I
wouldn't?
I have the impression that the interviewers would think that I'm desperate. Oh,
Yes.
I
That they'll say
probably
that they'll say anything to get a job, right?
no, I'm interested in this job probably, but not I really need this job. So
Hmm.
in this case, it's a bad option, right, guys? Don't say
Yeah,
that. I really because it sounds desperate. Don't do that. Mhm.
it's true.
This one, I work quite well under pressure. I find it very motivating. In the beginning of Clube Temático, you have some examples. Jeff's example and my example about this.
Hmm.
Okay? So, do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a good thing to say during a job interview? I work quite well under pressure. I find it motivating. I would never say this in a job interview. Never.
I mean, if it's true for you, I think
Uh-huh.
so.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yes, okay. Yes, it's good. Okay, if it's true for you. About the sentence about the weakness, I would say that my weakness is that I can't work under pressure. So don't count on me. I can't do that. Oh, this is for you, Jeff. What do you think about this? My current boss is horrible.
Don't say that in your job interview.
Never, never,
Never,
never say
never.
that in a job interview
Yeah.
because people from the companies they talk to each other about
Hmm.
the employees. Okay, so
I'm sorry.
if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything. Right? My
Yeah, I
current
think
boss
this
is.
is yeah, this is something this is a good tip that I think I can give everybody very clearly.
Mm.
Um, don't say bad things in general in a job
Mm-hmm.
interview. Okay,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I mean, saying bad things about your previous job is not gonna do you any good
Mm-hmm.
in an interview, right? If
Exactly.
you, I mean, if you had problems, of course, everybody has problems,
Mm-hmm.
but to treat them as something natural, as part of life. Yes, we had some
Mm-hmm.
problems, I had some difficulties, I had some
Mm-hmm.
troubles here,
Mm-hmm.
but I moved on. I tried to
Mhm,
work it
mhm,
out. I tried
mhm.
to do something. Never focus on the negative during a job interview. Never,
Never,
you know.
never. Mhm. Okay, and this one,
Never complain about a job.
never,
Yeah.
never, never.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this is very clear. Okay, don't complain about your
Yes,
previous job during a job interview.
yes. Even if you hate the previous company, don't say any
Whatever
word
reasons you
about this.
have,
Yes,
yes.
don't say any word about this. And this one, probably by the end of the interview, people are going to ask, do you have any questions? Okay. Do you think it's okay to say, no, I don't have any questions for you? Do you think it's okay? Yeah. Let's see.
Well, yeah. Ideally, you should have some at least one or two questions, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
To show this shows interest. This shows
Yeah.
that you are interested, that you paid attention, that you want to
Mm-hmm.
know more
Mm-hmm.
details about what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So ideally, it is important. But of course, it depends on how the interview is going, right? Maybe
Yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
interview is has clarified everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
fine.
It's okay. Uh-huh. Perfect. Okay. And this one, I love the idea of free snacks on Fridays. Do you think it's a good thing to say in a job interview?
What kind of message does it send to the
Yes,
people, right, who
but
are
but
on the other
but
side of the
but let's
table?
suppose that the company offers casual Fridays, for example, in the company. There are some companies that they offer this kind of day off, I would say, but inside the company. Okay,
Hmm.
it's a more relaxing atmosphere, probably. So I don't think it's a bad thing if the company offers this
Hmm.
possibility, right? Okay, so just where we are about to finish in our Clube Temático today, guys. So look at these pictures. You have four different people here in a job interview. Okay, so what do you think about these people? Which one would you hire? Which one would you choose to work for your company? Number one, number two, number three, number four, or none of them?
Tough question, huh?
Yeah, you have to pay attention to some details, right? Because when you are looking for a professional, you have not only to pay attention to the curriculum, but also to the body language of that person, to the dress code, right?
Yes, the interview is usually trying to figure out what is this person's personality and attitude, right? What sort of
Mm-hmm.
attitude is this person going to have
Mm-hmm.
in the job
Mm-hmm.
when she's in the company or he or she is in the company,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's a moment to try to preview,
Mm-hmm.
try to understand what sort
Mm-hmm.
of behavior this
Mm-hmm.
person is going to have
Mm-hmm.
when he or she is on the job doing his
Mm-hmm.
or her job in the company.
Yes, that's what's
So here
important. Mm.
in the
Yes, Jeff.
pictures,
Mm-hmm.
we basically see negative aspects, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Of course, depending on the context, but the first guy's maybe not properly dressed for a company
Mm-hmm.
environment because he's
Yes.
wearing those sandals and
Mm-hmm.
not
Yeah.
shoes.
Mm-hmm.
The
Number
second one
two.
is right. So the image shows that he's a liar, right?
Yeah, like that sentence. My weakness is that I work too hard. Liar. Mm-hmm.
This is really terrible. Nobody would like to.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, I mean, the person can be a great professional and a smoker,
Mm-hmm.
but smoking nowadays is looked down on, right?
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's something like people view as something very negative. It can
Yes.
interfere in your job.
Yeah, especially because you have to smoke outside the company. So you are going to take 10 minutes to go
Exactly.
outside to smoke to come back to work. So if you smoke a lot, you are going to spend a lot of time outside the company, right?
It's
This is
true.
a negative point. And the
The
last
less,
one,
yeah, the person seems to be, disrespectful, not paying
complete.
attention, not
Mhm,
mature enough for
mhm. Chewing
what he's
gum.
doing, chewing gum.
Chewing gum.
So
Yes.
it's a bad attitude, definitely.
Yes, for sure. And
So
then,
people,
guys, uh,
just to complement here, Tekka,
sure.
people mention here that maybe the number one, number one, I would say is the lesser evil, of course.
Yes. I couldn't agree more. Maybe he has some problems with his feet, and he had to. First of all, if you go to a job interview using this kind of sandals, first of all he has to apologize. Unfortunately, I had some problems with my feet, or give some excuse for you wearing these sandals, right?
Unless he's working at the beach, right?
Yes, it is.
Or something like that. So wearing sandals is okay. But
Yes. Okay, guys, just for us to finish, what you have to to pay attention when you go to a job interview, right? Why didn't get the job? Probably poor appearance, the dress code, inability to communicate clearly if you can speak well or not, depending on the job. Lack of planning, you have no goals for your professional future. Lack of enthusiasm and confidence, you don't trust yourself, so this is very complicated. Talking poorly of your previous employers, don't say bad things about the previous company or your previous boss, this is no good. If you have nothing good to say, don't say any word, right?
mhm.
Poor eye contact and body language, take care about this. Late to the interview, okay, it's better to be in advance than being late. If you doesn't ask questions, okay, so it depends on the interview. If you are if you have all the necessary information, probably the question in the end of the interview is not going to be necessary, right?
Yeah. The point here is actually show that you're interested in the job,
Yeah.
right?
That's it. Lack of knowledge about the business or the position. So check on the internet some details about the company. That it's going to show interest in the company.
Mhm.
So if you have no questions or if you are impolite, okay, so take care about these topics when you are in a job interview. Here I have some suggestions of videos on YouTube for you to check. Some hints about job interviews. They have subtitles in Portuguese, so don't be afraid of listening to them in English because you
Mhm.
have the subtitles. And for the discussion forum, there is an activity about job interview. So, guys, do this activity, right? It's going to be very nice for you to improve your vocabulary, to keep in touch with this experience of a job interview. If you haven't been in an English job interview, it's going to be very nice for you. Jeff,
Sure.
that's all. Time flies.
Yeah. So it was a great class. Thank you very much, Teka. So for the people who are new to this, the people who just watched the first class today, make sure that you have Knew You Best on your Ava, okay?
Mhm,
And there you're going to find the materials for you to study, the video classes, the
mhm,
other materials,
mhm,
and also, as Teka just mentioned, the activity, right? The
mhm,
activities in the forum link, right, Teka?
mhm. That's it. Mhm.
Forum. You,
And
you
the
find the
answer
activity there.
Yes, and the answer key will be posted next week, right, guys? On Thursday, next Thursday, right? So have a great weekend, guys, and thank you, Jeff, for the partnership.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.